Was over her head, but was flagged offside on that occasion. There you have it, that flag was up straight away. The flag was more so on Moshmi Murmu, I believe. Half hour has been ticked off here in Nepal. It's a slender lead. They have the advantage. India would want to quash any anxieties going into that half-time break. They need a repost here. There's Linda. Pyari. Rathanbala wins the ball and hurls it towards Nirmala. Scans up for options, goes airborne. And draws in a clearance. Linda had little to no time on that occasion. Gets dispossessed. Here's Deepa Shai trying to pick out a pass again. India trying to calm things down. And again, that long ball unleashes Pyari Khacha. Was riding on the shoulders of Bimla Devi on that occasion. And prods it forward is Preeti. Gentle touch towards Sabitra Bhandari. Gets dispossessed by Rathanbala. Here's Shilki Devi. Sideways towards Sangeeta. Again gets dispossessed and Sabitra was flagged offside. First Nepalese player to play and score in top-tier European League, Sabitra Bhandari. And first ever South Asian player to score a hat-trick in top-tier European League. Which is not new to this very ground. Scored twice back in 2016 in the same fixture against Sri Lanka. This is much better from India. Dangme Grace has got help on the other side, squares it up nicely. And a follow-up coming in from Sangeeta Basfor. That was a brilliant move from India. It had everything in it except the finish. That should have been kept on target. One decent ball and the back line was carved out by the Indian midfield. Pyari. And she's got herself a free kick here. Yeah, just got her right leg on her way through there. Crispin Chhetri throwing in the words, throwing in instructions. And Nabin Yupani on the other side, 1 month old into this new job. And has to go up. It was a red shirt that got the ball in the end. There's Ranjana. Retrieves that. Gets dispossessed. Luckily a blue shirt finds it and hurls it all the way back towards Panthoi Chanu. Preeti Rai. (21 caps, 22 rather, for Preeti Rai. 5 goals for her. Played for Kickstart FC here in India. for ball control. That's a delightful ball again, over the top by Preeti Rai. Sabitra Bhandari strikes, and that's a brilliant tackle. Shilki Devi, absolutely top-notch stuff from her. And that was definitely goal-bound. And again, those two combining. Deepa Shahi under the corner. 10 minutes to play in the first half, plus the stoppages. Deepa targets the back post. And the blue shirt gets it away. Here's Ranjana. And does well to keep the ball in and rolls it down the carpet. Here's Ratan Bala. And flies that in the air. Rekha. Still Preeti. 2v1 in the center. Moshmi. And trying to get the ball into those open spaces down the left channel. And Bimla has had a fantastic game so far. Bimla and Samiksha. They've partnered each other really well. Shilki. Hurried clearance, and that's going to be a corner for India. An opportunity to put some sort of pressure on that back line and the goalkeeper. There have been two clear-cut chances created by India in the first half. Testing out the goalkeeper once, and second, not being clinical enough. Here's Ratan Bala, keeps it short. Here's Linda. And again, that written ball to Ratan Bala never arrived. Nicked off the ball there. Linda Com. And 2v1 in that corner. And Sabitra Bhandari gets it back. Sangeeta trying to stop her down. Deepa Shai has made that run. Doesn't have help towards the other side. Knocks the ball into those open spaces. Rekha Paudel nearly was out of reach in the end. Did her best to fly herself back into the penalty area there. That's what happens when you provide that half yard to somebody like Sabitra Bhandari, who's going to be on it in a flash. Here's Pyari. Again, outnumbered, giving the ball away. Rekha for Preeti. Joe pokes it towards Sabitra. He's got an option towards the right in Sabita. Threads it through again towards Sabitra. Mosmi wins it back. Here's Linda Com. Slotted in wide towards the left, back with Moshmi. He's got Pyari in front. Knocks it back towards Ratan Bala, who flies one towards Dangme Grace, who had made that run down the right corner. Rekha. Sabitra. Still Sabitra. The angle was always taking it wide of the target. He was forced to go wide there. And given away the possession far too cheaply there. Still got about 6 minutes left in the first half. India need a response. Desperate defending there, making sure the ball is knocked out. We've got two red shirts waiting inside the box for those crosses. Sabitra Bhandari, Rekha Pauril, two experienced campaigners for Nepal. There's been 12 goals in 20 odd appearances for Rekha Pauril as well. And most of these players are no alien to the conditions. Have been heavily involved with the IWL. The likes of Sabitra Bhandari, who's won 3 championships, once with Setu and twice with Gokulam Kerala. Rekha, of course, was involved with Sports Risha. Here's Sabitra, lays it off. Deepa Shahi couldn't quite strike it clean. Good defensive work there, but the flag had gone up anyways. Wouldn't have counted. Had to carve it. And coming out of that chaos, Nirmala launches that one towards Linda Com. Hasn't had enough of service, Linda Com. There's Pyari. Again, loses out on possession. Rekha Pauril thumps one down the ground. Preeti was anticipating the run coming in from Sabita Rana, which wasn't there to be seen. Martina gives it straight back to a red shirt. Here's Renuka, Rekha still giving it a chase. Nirmala. Shepherds that one really nice. 2 minutes and a thick bit left in the first half. Ratan Bala. Deepa. It's a brilliant first touch. Sabitra Bhandari. That's a brilliant save. Panthoi Chanu might have just kept India in the contest. What a delightful ball that was from Deepa Shahi. And that's what she brings to the table. Sabitra Bhandari, a delightful first touch, and it was all about Panthoi in the end. Taken away by Pyari Khakha. It's Linda. Couldn't quite get hold of it. Joe pokes it towards Dangmei Grace. The shot comes in! Oh my word! Panthoi was absolutely alert to it. Sabitra, she stayed onside there. She knew it even before the flag and the whistle had gone in. Moshmi against Pooja Rana. Here comes Dangmei Grace with a cross. Comfortably held in the end. They've come close, India, not close enough. Leaves it for Pantoi Chanu. Comes out of her spot and grabs that one in the end. Still got a few seconds left in the first half, plus the injury time to follow. And this game is truly living up to its expectations. Manmaya. Preeti. Still Preeti brings it down. Ratanbala and takes it away. There's Shilki Devi looking up for options. Doesn't find one. Has to go sideways. Just 1 minute has been added on as the stoppages. There's been hardly to any stoppages in the first 45 minutes. A flick on. Fortunate for her, it went straight through to Pantoi Chanu and didn't land in front of her Samitra Bhandari. Linda out-muscled by Renuka there. Sabita. Deepa Shahi back towards Sabita. Holds on to her stance is Renuka. First touch letting her down. And Sangeeta again gives it away. Pyari again driving forward with Linda towards her right and held back. So that's the end of first set of 45, says the ref. And what an entertaining first half it has been. Who else but Sabitra Bhandari striking the first blow inside 2 minutes. And they had their fair share of chances towards the back end of the first half, but India did manage to get one clean strike towards the target, making the goalkeeper work. That was a brilliant save from Anjana Rana to keep out Ratanbala Devi. And other than that, there have been a couple of opportunities created from the crosses. Haven't been clinical enough from India's perspective. Nepal did have a chance of their own towards the last 5 minutes. India will have to come back strongly in the second set of 45 to try and bring this game back to parity.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together as Director of Sports Youth Affairs and Executive President, felicitates the Sports Minister and the AIF President. Let's put our hands together. We also have the AIF President, felicitating the Sports Minister and the NFA President with the signed jersey. Put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for our dignitaries here today.
back to all the viewers who are tuning in, who have stayed back with us. Nepal find themselves ahead after the end of the first half, courtesy a goal coming in from Sabitra Devi in the second minute of the contest. They've had their chances towards the back end of the first half. India did keep a couple of shots towards the target, but couldn't quite find that breakthrough on that equaliser in the first set of 45. It's going to be an enthralling second half. For all the viewers who are tuning in, this is a Tri-Nation tournament involving India, Iran and Nepal. Iran have been crowned the champions after winning 2 consecutive games. First beating India 2-0 and then overpowering Nepal 3-0. An opportunity for both the sides to rebound from their last defeats. And we go again for the second half of this fixture. India going from right to left on your screens. It's going to be very important for the girls in blue to start off on a positive note here. They've picked up on the intensity as the game has progressed. And Sabita, unfortunately, the ball sticks on her side and she's away here. Here's Sabita, who looks to cross and cuts it back to change his footing. And that is just allowed enough time for the defense to knock it away. And Pyari was brought in as a substitute at about 20th minute mark. Sabita again. Sabitra. Heavy first touch allows Ratnabala Devi with the clearance. Preeti picks out Rekha Paurel. Just knocks it forward from a weird angle. Panthoi Chanu made a very good save right towards the end of the first half. Sabitra Bhandari was definitely in with a shout there. A lateral ball from Deepa Shahi to find her. It's a good preparation for the next year's AFC Champions Cup for India. Testing out a few players, giving opportunities to a lot of youngsters. This was the moment, and that is what separates these two teams at the moment. It was a brilliant ball to spot the run. And the finish was absolutely marvelous. Ranjana gets dispossessed. Sabita for Sabitra. They will have the ball here, Nepal. She's enjoyed the first couple of minutes here. Sabita Rana. Seen a lot of it. And again, is chipping it over that defense to find the number 9. Pooja. Back with Pooja again, who hoists that one in the air. Sangeeta with the clearance. They'll get it out surely this time. Dangme. Moshmi. Sangeeta Basfor. Ratnabala. Looking up for options. Going lateral again towards Nirmala. Chips one forward towards Linda Com. Nepal ball. They will be in Indonesia in the last week of November. Nepal will be competing in the Tri-Nation tournament involving the host Indonesia, Nepal, and Chinese Taipei. Play on 26th November and the 3rd of December. Pyari swapped out position with Linda Kom with the start of the second half here. Linda started from the left, has slotted towards the right. Manmaya trying for a flick on there, expecting the arrival of Deepa Shahi, Savitra Bhandari. India gets the ball. Can they try and bring it forward? Again, lacking a bit of fluency in terms of the transitions. Haven't seen that proper link up. Still trying to get the likes of Linda and Preeti into those sort of spaces from where they can affect the game. Ranjana Chanu, one of the most experienced defenders currently with the squad. 44 caps for her. Martina finds Nirmala. And again dabs it forward. Gets dispossessed. Deepa. India win the ball back. Nirmala again. Fired away by Linda towards Pyari. Here's Dangme Grace. Gets into those open spaces. Here's Moshmi. Lets it fly with the left. I'm not quite sure if going for the target was the right option there. She was calling for it. Moshmi had other ideas. In the end, it all comes down to decision making. She's had a good game. Anjana Rana. There's a blinder of a save to deny Ratan Bala. Goes airborne. There's Rekha. It looked like for a moment she was in with a chance there. Doing dangerously with those long balls, India. One ball over the defense has been the problem. It's a delightful ball to carve out that back line. Yes, Abita with a cross towards the back post. Moshmi brings it out of danger. It's Dangme Grace. Moshmi. That long ball was the downfall in the first half and they conceded. It's been a bit of a problem in this fixture. Haven't been able to deal with the way they would have liked. And this time opening that right flank. She's had quite a bit of second half. Sabita has been driving forward at will and finding herself into right sort of spaces. And they'll have to keep themselves on the ball here, India. Nepal are pretty swift with their counter-attacks. It's Linda Com against Pooja Rana. Shielding the ball here, outnumbered on that occasion. Still Linda. Preeti Rai, a swift touch and a turn. And lets it fly forward. Here's Sabita Bandrari giving it a chase. And that was well read by the goalkeeper. And that's the point I was trying to make a short while back on the counter. Just one pickup, one pass, and the number 9 is definitely in. Back with Renuka through Pooja. Again a bit sloppy there from Ranjana Chanu. His Sabita takes a touch. Couldn't quite hold on to it. Brings it down. Nirmala gets it back to safety. Preeti Rai plays it down the line towards Sabitra. There's Rekha now into the act, one-on-one with Nirmala down the left side. Haven't been able to come out of their strides as yet, India, in the second half. Still got the likes of Karishma sitting out on the bench. Still need that midfield to try and get as fluid as they can and get Pyari and Linda on the ball, which we haven't seen enough. Here's Preeti. He's been instrumental in their build-up. He finds Sabita once again. Sabita against Ranjana and does well. Is Linda. Dangme goes for it and couldn't quite win the ball back. Here's Preeti Rai. Doesn't have an option to turn. Here's Pooja for the support. Back with Preeti. And still Preeti. Taken away momentarily, but won back by Nepal straight away. And that is something they've done so well. Here's Manmaya. Drops in deep. Ratan Bala. Preeti with the outside of her right foot. Couldn't quite penetrate through. Here's Moshmi now. Getting that first touch. It's Rekha. Sabitra is making that run inside the box. Across to it, Sabitra takes it down, leaves it for Deepa Shahi, who couldn't quite catch it clean. Another brilliant move from Nepal, but Deepa Shahi at the moment has hit the turf and the ref has straight away pointed towards the bench. Another substitute for India. Moshmi is going to come out. Karishma will get her opportunity. Nabeen Nyopane would be delighted with the kind of position his side is in at the moment. Still got 30 minutes to go. They would definitely be looking to score a couple more and try and take this game far and far away from India's reach. Here's Karishma with her first involvement. Karishma, Linda and Pyari. The kind of 11 India would have otherwise expected to start off with. It's Preeti. It's Renuka, Preeti, Deepa. They have run that midfield, commanded the ball, controlled it beautifully. Outside of the right foot again, Sabitra Bhandari trying to get Rekha Powder involved. It's Renuka. Back with Preeti, who looks up. Deepa, a lot of space ahead for Sabita. Has got an overlapping run coming in from Pooja. Now Sabita overlaps. The ball from Deepa Shahi doesn't arrive. Sangeeta gets intercepted. Back with Preeti again. Here's Deepa Shahi to Preeti. Has got an option towards the left. Draws in a tackle there. And that is going to be a free kick in favor of Nepal for that challenge coming on. Preeti from Sangeeta Basfor. Not quite sure if she got the ball in that occasion. Flung straight into Preeti Rai and is in need of some assistance. Santosh Malti Munda, Lisham Bibina Devi, Kiran Pista and Lunda Chanu sitting out on the bench. We added 3 players to the squad for this second fixture. India. Julan coming in from the under-17. Captain that side, plays in the midfield. Have decided to qualify for the Asian Cup earlier this month. We'll have to wait and see if Crispin Chetri sticks towards giving some game time to all the junior players involved. Here's Savitra, strikes, and Savitra! The net quivers in delight for the second time this evening. What a strike that is! Sabitra Bhandari. This fixture has seen it all in the past, and it has seen it again today. Over the wall, might have flicked something on his way through. And Nepal, well and truly, would believe now. Oh my word, what an absolute screamer. India, can they try and conjure something from here on? Nepal, their tails will be up. And pushes one out into those open spaces towards the far right for Preeti to chase that for Priya. Pyari, beg your pardon. "64 minutes have been ticked off." Jana again goes with the long ball forward. We'll have to go as back as 2019 to see an India win against Nepal. And that was in the finals of the SAF Women's Championship. And since then, there's been a couple of draws and a couple of wins in favor of Nepal. And tonight could just be another addition if it stays the way it is at the moment. They came here with a purpose and they are playing that way. No rush whatsoever. Anjana Rana. It's going to be all about game management. So a long way to go, but India will have to try and inspire themselves to get one back at the earliest. They've got the firepower on the pitch. They'll have to believe. It's Ratnbala. Again, going sideways or to the back. Martina, Nirmala. Press from Preeti. Forces Ratnbala to go sideways. Shilki. Back with Ranjana. Down the line for Karishma. Here's Linda. One-on-one with Sabita. The area was right. Karishma couldn't quite get to the end of the ball. Good to see a decent turnout for this fixture. It's a rivalry that has garnered a lot of attention in recent times, especially after that last game back in Kathmandu 2024. It's played in front of a capacity crowd of nearly 16,000. Sabitra Bhandari adds 2 more to her tally. Has made the move from Europe to Australia. There's Renuka, who strikes from outside the box. They're not shy away from taking those shots on target. Karishma dropping deep to try and help out the defense. Here's Linda Com. Drops it and makes a move back. Nirmala stepping up, lobs that one in the air. Tangme for Sangeeta. There's Ranjana for Pyari. Renuka intercepts. Linda gets the possession momentarily. Here's Pyari. Anjana Rana makes sure she makes herself absolutely big and latches that onto that one quite comfortably in the end. Not quite sure if she was going for the target or a cut back towards the arriving blue shirts inside the box. Twenty more minutes for India to get a repost here. The captain, the coach, would be mightily pleased with the kind of performance the team has showcased, both individually and as a collective unit. Scored goals left, right and centre in the RWL. Savitra Bhandari has finished top scorer on all the 3 occasions she's played. Has been the champions on those 3 times. Raked up 62 in 24 games. Has made a move to Wellington Phoenix on a 2-year contract. Martina. Time is running out for India. We'll have to try and dominate the possession for the next 20 minutes. And try and get something out of the box here. Keep themselves on the ball and get the likes of Dangmei, Grace, Pyari and Linda. Ratan Bala. Ranjana. And chips one in the air is Sangeeta. And again, they maintain a pretty tight line. There's Ratan Bala again towards Ranjana Chanu. And again, being forced to go sideways. And the Blue Tigresses. Waiting for their moments to try and break out on the counter are Nepal. The tempo has definitely slowed down a bit. There's Renuka for Preeti. Again, that goes out of the play for a throw-in. For those of you who have joined in late, this is India versus Nepal, the last fixture. Before I get to that, it's like a card coming out. I'll get that confirmation of the booking in a bit. So a goal early on in the first half, a goal in the second. Both coming in from Savitra Bhandari, and that's what separates these 2 teams at the moment. India has been able to strike the target once. Made the goalkeeper work for that. Other than that effort, nothing substantial has come in the attacking front from the girls in blue. The next goal definitely is going to decide where this game is heading. There have been a few starts and stops in the last couple of minutes. And still a Nepal ball. Yet to make a change. Nabeen Yopane. Nirmala. For Sangeeta, outnumbered in the center of the park. Here's Preeti. Finds Sabita again. Rekha making that run. And flicks Ranjana Chanu on his way through and goes behind for another corner. Deepa Shahi. What a comeback this has been for the number 23. Targets the near post. Well, that wasn't a million miles away. That was guided goalwards, and just the direction that led it down. It's Karishma dropping in deep to try and create something for herself. Nirmala again with a long ball. And that has been a favorite route of operation so far, especially considering the second half. And Preeti. That's a brilliant ball. Rekha Paurel does well to get to the end of it. Has got help inside the box. Sabitra Bhandari calling for it. And out comes Panthoi Chanu. Breaking at will at the moment are Nepal. There's Sabita again. It's been... There's Rekha. Space in front. Rekha curls that one. And goes wide of the target. Had a little bit of time on that one. Could have taken a fraction of a second before she unleashed herself. A couple of changes for the girls in red. Deepa Shahi is going to go out, and she makes way for Rashmi Kumari. Still waiting for the substitutes to be sorted out by the touchline. And Meena Debu comes in.
Second substitution for Nepal, jersey number 23, Deepa Shahi, being replaced by jersey number 10, Rashmi Kumari.
Right, Rashmi Kumari and Meena, the two players in. It's been quite a shift for Deepa Shahi. Who's out injured for a year. Hira and Deepa both getting injured in that same game against Bhutan last year. Both finding themselves spot. Brings it back to safety. Nepal really enjoying it at the moment. 10-11 minutes to play in the regulation time. Here's Preeti. Spreads it towards her left. Sabita swapped out places with Meena. Karishma does well to keep the possession. Linda gets dropped off the ball. Trying to backtrack. Here's Sabitra Bhandari now. Shilki Devi under pressure. Sabitra with a cross. Touchdown towards Meena. Lets it fly. It makes the goalkeeper work on that occasion, did Sabita Rana. Those shots will keep coming from weird angles now with Nepal in front. Ranjana. Rishma back with Ranjana. It's Martina Ratanbala. She goes down on the ground and gets herself a free kick there. It's a tough challenge on Nirmala Devi. Gets India a free kick. Can they try and manufacture something out of this? Long ball. Karishma gets one back. Has the flag stayed down? It has. Just when the clock was getting cruel and the nerves were jangling, needless free kick conceded. Nirmala with a long ball forward. Is that a sign of a comeback here? A bit of a respite. Still a long, long way away. With just 9 minutes. Pyari can definitely sense a bit of a spring in the stride of the Blue Tigresses here. Ranjana, a long ball push forward again. And this is going to be a very exciting finish to the contest. Play on, says the ref. Sangeeta. Spread wide towards the left here. Sabitra Bhandrari has got help arriving and existing inside the box. Pyari takes it, lets it drop and lets it fly. Flicked on by Karishma. Linda is giving it a chase. Nanjana to the rescue, just knocks it out of the play area. It's going to be India ball now. The game has come back to life. After that goal went in from Karishma Purushottam. It's Linda hustling for it. Karishma takes it down. Pooja gives the ball away. Here's Karishma again with some sort of a space in front. Gets the cross in. Pooja is there to retrieve it. Preeti Rai looks up and gets herself a free kick for that challenge drawn in from Sangeeta Basfor. A couple of changes. Nirmala goes out. Well, that is her contribution. Bounce right in front. Linda engaging with Bimla. And then the rest was done by Karishma. Alisha Bibina Devi is going to come on. Kiran Pizda is out there.
Jersey number 11, Adamai Grace from India, and you facing by jersey number 8,
Julan, one of the 3 players to get added on to the squad from the under-17 triumph earlier this month. Julan Nongmathem. What a time to be thrown into the middle. Chasing the game, trailing by a goal. Desperate effort to win the ball back, and they do eventually. Here's Julan. Good couple of first touches for Julan. And again over that back line, Pantoi Chanu. Oh, is that one in the air again? Preeti. Here's Meena. Was allowed to march forward. Meena, Sabitra knocks it back towards Renuka. Taken away by India. Here's Pyari Khakha. And I guess nicked off the ball again. Julan. Bear is down in a red shirt there, but India will continue the move. That has allowed time for Pooja to just knock it out. That Renuka, I believe it's Renuka who's down on the turf. 3 minutes is what we are left with. 3 minutes for India to respond. It's been a good game played with a lot of intensity. It was the brilliance. It's been the brilliance of Sabitra Bhandari. Back on her feet and gingerly making her way out of the play field. Let's put in a proper shift. Renuka Nagarkote. It's Preeti. Karishma couldn't quite hold on to the ball. Here's Linda Com. Desperate effort, twisting, turning, rambling. Looks like the last touch came off Ranjana Chanu's feet. Last 90 seconds. Plus the stoppages. Thrust it forward is Ratan Bala. Knocks it towards the side and lets it fly. And Pyari Khakha couldn't quite manage to get to the end of it. How many minutes will be added on the injury time? Ratan Bala and had the option to go left. Was marching all by herself. Card comes out for Bimla. That's going to be a free kick for India. Do they have one clean strike in them? one good setup. Try and get this game back to parity. 6 minutes have been added on. It's going to be long 6 minutes if you are Nepal. Here goes Ratanbala. Strikes, takes a deflection. Goalkeeper, with all her alertness, grabs hold of it. And the crowd has been involved right throughout this fixture. Been a lot of talks, a lot of hype about the rivalry. And surely the game has lived up to expectations. Yes, Sabit Rabandari looking for a hat-trick. Preeti Rai. Again, beautiful control. Sabita fetches that down the left. Gets one inside. Sabitra couldn't quite catch that one clean. Kansa Chaisni has had a good game. She had a few decisions to make. And she's been right on money. Miss Preeti has been a live wire in the middle of the pitch, especially with her distributions, the ball control. And has always picked out the right pass more often than not. Gets a flick on here. And that is too close to Samiksha. Shilki. Ranjana down the line for Julan. Didn't give the possession away. And it's all about the game management for Nepal. 3 minutes to go. Just try to run the clock down here, Nepal. Sabita lifting one in. Had the presence of a few red shirts. Allows for a bit of a breather there. I'm not quite sure who's the player going down. And from the free kick, India managed to keep it on target. Crispin Chetri. It's considered this as a stepping stone towards the preparation for next year. Looks like it's Pooja Rana. It's been carried out on a stretcher. And it'll be one happy man, Nabeen Neopane. Just 1 month into the job, and he has produced a result he'll be absolutely proud of. Still a couple of minutes to go. Goes airborne. It's Linda. And Karishma giving it a chase. Pimla following it up. India ball as we enter the last minute of the added on time, and the flag was up against Karishma. That done, Pooja Rana is back on the pitch. I think she's still feeling for that right leg of hers. Pyari with a flick. There's a red shirt behind it. And pushes it forward for Preeti Rai to chase that down. Julan for Ratanbala. Linda. And Sabita is there. Manmaya for Sabita again. The dying embers of this friendly encounter between India and Nepal. Preeti Rai has got an option waiting towards the far right. Meena. Julan gets the ball and gets rob of it. Lets it bounce Savitra Bhandari. India. Desperate effort to try and get towards the other side of the pitch. Gonna have a look at her watch. Pansa Chaishnit. Could be the last action of the evening. Launches that one in the air. Grabs hold of it and quick to send the other side. Julan brings her body in front. Here's Ratanbala, just knocks it forward again. They have been absolutely brilliant. And that's the end of the 90 minutes plus the stoppages, says Pansa Chaishnit. And what a game it was. And Nepal coming out triumphs. And India going down once again to their rivals. The rivalry dominated really long, but in the last few years it's been Nepal who have enjoyed the bragging rights. They had their noses in front in the first half with an excellent strike from Savitra Bhandari inside 2 minutes. And India did have a shot on target. That was a brilliant save from Anjana Rana. Nothing substantial other than that. But in the second half, Savitra Bhandari again from a set piece, curling one inside with a brilliant finish. Karishma did bring a lifeline, did bring a lot of hopes to India with a late strike, but on the day that wasn't enough. And India go down and go winless in this Tri-Nation tournament. They go to China from here, Indonesia, beg your pardon, from here on. Nepal, all smiles. They are one happy bunch. So that's the full-time scoreline. Nepal to India 1. And that's been my time here in the commentary box. Do join us again for the other games coming from India on FIFA Plus. Until then, it's goodbye from here.